All right, we're gonna do a quick video on some new products that we're seeing in 2026. We're gonna recap some of the SCO and ECO products from last year, and it's gonna help build onto what we're looking at for this year. Okay, so first, the 2025 recap, SCO and ECO. If you recall talking about this last year, SCO and ECO are the county-based products that sit next to your multi-peril revenue protection. So this chart here in the middle, this green bar would be your federal revenue protection multi-peril crop insurance at the 75% level. The SCO is this light gray bar. It's the 75% up to the 86. And then the ECO is the one on top of it, 86% up to 95. We started talking about these a lot more last year because they raised the subsidy on them. And we said, okay, this might not be insurance for our farm specifically, but it's going to correlate well to when prices are down or when county yields are down. So how does it pay off? And that was the analysis we did over to the right-hand side here. You can see in Lancaster County, for example, the 20-year average payment on that product was $36 a year, $37 a year. So on a product that costs $13, $14, $15, that seemed like a pretty good return on investment if we did it over the long term, right? The good news is they're actually raising the subsidy on these products even more for 26. So in 2024, they were 44% subsidized. 25, they were 65% subsidized. In 26, they're going to be 80% subsidized. So that product that maybe cost $15 in 2025 is probably going to be more like $8 or $9 for this 2026 crop year. That increased subsidy and affordability brings us to our next topic, which are these new banned products. So banned, when I say banned, all the companies are going to call it something a little bit different. Some call it ECO banned, some call it ECO plus, but they all function pretty similarly. So I'll just be vague with my language. We'll call them bans for now. The band is going to bring you from, as you can see on the chart, from this 75% revenue protection level up to 95, just like the SCO and the ECO. So the caveat is you have to take the county-based SCO and or ECO in order to take the associated band that goes on your policy. The benefit is now we've got 95% coverage on all of your farms up to 95%, and that's on an optional unit basis. So that's every single farm insured up to 95% coverage. You're probably thinking, wow, that sounds great. It must be really expensive. In previous years, it would have been. These banned products have been around. They've been available for a number of years, but they've always been very, very cost prohibitive because obviously the potential of a payout at the 95% level is pretty high, right? What the insurance companies figured out is that they can actually combine these banned products with the county-based SCO and ECO products and lower their risk really significantly. And so less risk for the insurance company means that they can charge less premium for it. Every county is going to be a little bit different, so I won't give any exact numbers, but what we're finding in the counties that we're quoting it in is really a pretty cost-effective product. So now that it's coverage on our specific farm, as opposed to just a county-based product, we can actually look at this as, okay, maybe we can replace or substitute some of the dollars that we've been putting towards hail and wind insurance in the past. You can see on this chart, the band is covering a very similar portion to what that hail product is over to the left-hand side. Now, if you're taking a HPP 110 or 115 or 120 product, it's not going to cover you all the way up to that 115% like your hail production plan would, but we're covering a really big chunk of that gap. And so maybe we don't do away with hail and wind completely, but maybe we can cut back those dollars spent quite a bit. The other tie-in is, of course, to your risk management plan. If you took ECO last year, we most likely talked about the ECO floor from a price perspective. Now, we had the yield part of it, and so we can't completely rule out big yields taking away from our price. But holding some assumption about yield, as is the case in a lot of irrigated ground, we can say that we've got a general floor around that 440 level, which was the case last year. You can see on this chart here, we've got that 447 level here on the in the orange, and then we've got the PLC price right below it. And so what we discovered, during the summertime was, hey, we've got a lot of downside price protection in this environment. That's going to change the way we think about your marketing approach, right? The added benefit of those band products is that they're going to pay you out the higher of the county product or your individual farm. So not only do you have yield protection from hail and wind or disease or drought or any peril, you've also got that county-based product there, which can act as price support even if your farm's yields are pretty good. This is just another visual down below to show how that would play out, for 2026 as an example. The chart behind it is a 2025 chart, but assuming the price comes in at 460, which is what the market's around today, that top 5% would be your deductible. And very similar to last year, we would be in quote unquote ECO territory below 440. Now, as you get down below $4, now you're looking at multi-peril territory. And so we've got a bunch of price support below those levels. And so it gives us a lot more flexibility as we get into making marketing decisions into the summertime, as we get a better feel for how the yields are looking. It gives you a lot more options from a risk management standpoint. So we wanted to put this video together quick just to give you a rough feel for the products, since it's kind of a new product and a new idea that we're looking at. And we'll talk more about the specifics of your hail and wind situation or your situation from previous years in our meeting, but wanted to give you just a little bit of a tool to kind of prime yourself for our meetings coming up. So look forward to talking with you. If you have any questions about it in the meantime, please give us a call.